For the following quadratic function, when that's a parabola, if we graph a quadratic function, that's the degree 2, like x square here, this will be a parabola. So we need to find the vertex, x-intercepts, y-intercept, the max or mean value, domain, and the range of f. So if we compare with this with ax square plus bx plus c, and that's the case, the vertex x coordinate of the vertex is given by negative b over 2a. So for this particular graph, when we compare with this, a is negative 1, that's the leading coefficient, b is 8, and c is negative 7. So in part A, for the vertex, the x coordinate is given by negative b over 2a. That's negative b is 8 over 2 times a is negative 1. So that's negative 8 over 2 times negative 1, negative 2, negative, negative, positive. So 8 over 2, that's 4. But the vertex means it's a point. Point means x and y coordinate. This is x coordinate, and the corresponding y coordinate is given by simply plugging in 4 and this function. Just plug in here. Okay, so f at 4. That means negative, so f of x is negative x squared, so negative 4 squared plus 8 times 4 minus 7. So this is not quantity square, okay, negative 4 squared. Let's simplify. So negative 4 squared is 16. So 32 minus 7. So 32 minus 16 is 16, minus 7 is 9. So 4, 9 is the vertex. 4, 9. And for this quadratic function or a parabola, this could be the highest point on the graph or the lowest point on the graph, depending on whether the parabola opens up or opens downward. So here the leading coefficient is negative. Okay, the leading coefficient is negative. Okay, so the graph opens downward. So the graph will be similar to this one, and this vertex will be the highest point on the graph, by the way. Okay, so negative means opens downward. So part B, x-intercepts. Let's find x-intercepts. For x-intercepts, we set the corresponding y0. So corresponding y means in this case the function 0. Set y0, which is the function fx0. Okay, that is in this case, this one is 0, means negative x squared plus 8x minus 7 equals 0. Now we need to solve for x. So negative in the front, when we are solving this quadratic equation, multiply through by negative 1. Okay, multiply through by negative 1, and then that makes x squared negative 8x plus 7 equals 0. Okay, I'm multiplying through by negative 1 just to get rid of negative from the front. Now if it factors, we can solve by factoring, otherwise we need to use the quadratic formula. So it factors here, so x 7 times 1 7, 7 and 1 make 8, so negative negative. So from this one we get x equals 7, from this one we get 1. So there are two x coordinates with the smaller. So let me write down x-intercepts, not coordinates, x-intercepts, that means xy. So we set y0. So small, with the smaller x coordinate 1 0, and with bigger x coordinate 7 0. Okay, so the graph passes through these 2 points. In part C, we need to find y-intercept. Okay, for y-intercept we set x0. Okay, so go to the function, and set x0. So f0, f at 0 is negative x squared, 0 squared plus 8 times 0 minus 7. So we know the function, this is the function. We are setting x equals 0. Okay, that makes this one is 0, 8 times 0, negative 7. So this is y value. F value means always y value. So y-intercept, there will be always only one for a function. Y-intercept is x value 0, corresponding y value is negative 7. Okay, that's part C. The max or mean value, part D. Okay, since the leading coefficient a, this is negative, okay, which is negative, the graph or the parabola, this is parabola by the way, the graph opens downward. Okay, it's like this one. That means we get the vertex as the max value. So the question is max or mean value. We already saw that it opens downward, so maximum value. The value is y coordinate. So max value, that's the y coordinate of the vertex. And if we go part A, 4, 9. So 9 is the y coordinate, that's the maximum value. Okay, and the last question is the domain and the range of f. This function, if you look at this function, this is a degree 2 polynomial, quadratic function. It's a parabola, and there is no fraction, no square root. So the domain is all the real numbers. I mean, there is no problem with this one. Domain is all real numbers. And how about range? Okay, we don't have to graph this one, but if we look at this graph, so our graph opens downward, okay, and we know the vertex. So graph is something like this one, okay, and it opens downward, so that's the highest point, 4, 9, right? That's the vertex we found, 4, 9. So if we have here somewhere 4, 9, and this graph goes forever. So the range is always from smallest, that is negative infinity, through the highest point. The highest point is what? 9. So the range is negative infinity, always from lowest to highest, which is 9. Okay, that's the final.